You're watching Living Well Uintah Basin. On Beyond the Couch, we speak with the Uintah Utes football team on their upcoming season and move to 4A. Living Well Uintah Basin, presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Also made possible by Warriors Warehouse and Uintah Recreation District. Living Well Beyond the Couch.
Our goals are definitely to show people that we can compete in 4A. I mean, there's a lot of people that doubt that we can compete at that level, but it's definitely a team goal to prove everybody in the state wrong. I mean, they picked us to finish last in the region, which we don't feel that way at all. We're definitely going to come with a chip on our shoulder.
My goals for the season would have to be we need to start fast and we need to end strong. Kind of been a goal we've had since Reitzel was head coach, and now we're going to try to keep it as Coach Heaps comes. Another goal we have is we want to stay unified as a team, not get down on each other. We want to stay close as a family, and we really just want to work hard and always try our best, give a perfect effort no matter what.
Well, this is actually, even though it's my first head coach job, it's not the first one I've taken. I have been coaching in Utah County. Started at Timpanogos, was there for quite a few years, and then spent the last one at Lehigh before coming out here to Uintah High School. And like I said, I was just always felt this was kind of a place like home and a place that we needed to be, and that's why we're here.
I'm not really scared about moving up to 4A, and especially with our conditioning, the more intense it's ever been, I think we're moving in the right direction to win some games and, I mean, really take us deep.
Well, with the new competition, I'm just trying to build upon what Coach Reitzel did. He did a good job. He got the program going in the right direction. You look at every year that he was head coach here, the Utes improved each and every year, and we're hoping that we can not only emulate what we did in the past, but then hopefully improve upon it and keep moving up.
Personal goal would have to be I want to bring my team to the playoffs, and I don't want to just have one game in the playoffs. I want to take us deep. I want to show that Uintah Utes are a team that shouldn't be overlooked. I want to show everybody that Uintah Utes are a quality team that they can't just push around. I want to have everyone look at us and be kind of scared. They want to just not face us. That's what I want to do with my team.
My goals defensively is definitely to help be a playmaker, someone that we can rely on to get the job done. This will be my third year starting on defense, so I know the system, I know everything. I just want to help everybody out on defense and be a playmaker. Offensively, I'm definitely going to get a lot more carries this year than I did last year, and my goal is to help the team win any way that I can, come in on big situations and power it through. I'll definitely be running up the middle with the ball, and just got to power through, keep going.
I think they're getting up pretty good. We've made quite a bit of improvement since we started back in late May. I've had plenty of experience when I was at Timpanogos. The region we are in is actually the old region I came from. So I've got experience with coaching against the coaches at the different schools. I've known them well. I've known them for a long time. Know what they've had in the past, probably what they do have. And I definitely think we have a team and a coaching staff that can get us there to help really compete, make some noise in this new region.
On the field, we work hard together, we sweat together, we bleed, we do everything on the field. Off the field, we're really close. We've all been friends for years. Even the new freshmen that are coming up, we bring them in and we're just having a good time having them with us.
I feel like we were definitely more talented the last couple of years, but we weren't a team. There was a lot of people that kind of did their own thing, and I don't feel that way this year. I feel everybody is good to each other. I mean, it feels a lot more family-based. Coach Heaps is great about keeping everybody together. He's great to work with, and I feel like we're more of a team this year. We're not as talented, we're not as big in size, but we're more of a team, definitely.
The way we play, it's a new change, and I think that since everyone's coming together and we're not really fighting as a team like we did last year, we had several players that it was all about them, but this year it's about the whole entire team and us coming together, and I think it's really about all of us working together and us coming together as a team and a family.
No, we want to build a real fun atmosphere for game day, not just for students or for parents, but for everybody, the whole community. Make it a fun place to be, make it something that future Utes, the little guys, can something look forward to being a part of, and really kind of build a history, or not a history, build upon the history that's already here, hopefully with good football.
You pride on three. 1, 2, 3. You pride!
Bootlegs around the near side. Shakes a couple guys.
Look at the moves, Brian! He's gonna get a touchdown right here!
Freedom Fitness would like to thank you for your years of patronage. We at Warriors Warehouse are happy to take over the legacy of Freedom Fitness and will support you for years to come. Stop in today.
Looking for great mammography care? Ashley Regional Medical Center now gives same-day results to mammography patients. Following your mammogram, you will be invited to wait in our quiet area while the radiologist reads your results. Our certified breast health navigator nurse will speak with you about your results and what follow-up care is required. If additional tests are needed or a referral for other care, our breast care navigator will assist you with appointments. Call today to set up your mammogram.
Living Well Health and Wellness Tip, brought to you by Warriors Warehouse.
So today for our health tip, we're going to talk about the benefits of foam rolling. I've brought along our personal trainer, Rebecca. She's going to show us what the benefits are of foam rolling.
Foam rolling, or the other name for it is self-myofascial release, the other fancy name for it. It can increase your flexibility almost immediately, improve your blood flow to your muscles. It can help you be less sore before and after your workout. It's great for bodybuilders, if you're a runner, if you're a basketball player, or if you're someone just getting into working out again. It's great and can help improve your workouts pre and post as well.
So for the first exercise, she's going to be rolling out her IT band. And the IT band can get really tight, especially if you're doing running or lifting. And it may be a little bit painful, especially the first time you do it, because you don't realize how tight that muscle gets. Then she's also going to show us her hip flexors. So these get really tight, and so when you try and squat, that can inhibit you from getting a full extension. Running, also your hip flexors will get really tight. Then for your hamstrings, also, once again, it's a great way to help with the flexibility and not feel tight, because it'll also pull on your lower back when your hamstrings are tight. And then another great one, this is my favorite, I love doing the back. You can feel usually your spine pop just because it's getting all of the tension released and getting that stretched out. So come see us at Warriors Warehouse, 1060 West, Market Drive, Sweet Run, right behind McDonald's and Smith.
Living Well, Dish by Dish.
All right, welcome back to Dish by Dish. I'm your host, Jason Webb. Today we've actually got a really great recipe. This one comes from Gail Gand. She was a guest on my podcast a while back. She published a book called Brunch, and this is one of the recipes from that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is actually a real easy recipe that you can do. You can do it either for breakfast, lunch, like I said, brunch, or just something fancy that you want to throw out for some guests and show off some cooking. This is a pear and almond tartlet. First, you're going to want to get some puff pastry. I've already cut it up into little squares. You can get puff pastries at any grocery store. It's usually near the pies. So we're going to cut those up, and then you're going to take 4 slices of pear for each tartlet, and you're going to lay them out in kind of a little design. I'll show you why in a minute, why that's so important. Now you can use apples, you can use pears, anything that's kind of got a little bit of a solid mass, because you're going to bake this, and so you want it to have a little bit of rigidity to it. But when it bakes, it's actually going to soften quite a bit and kind of turn into like an apple pie. So after you get all of these laid out, then you're going to take some almond paste, or I'm using almond butter. I like it a little bit better because it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more robust. And you're going to do just a little dollop in the center of each one of these. What that's going to do is that's going to hold everything together, but also while it's in the oven, it's going to melt just a little bit and seep into that puff pastry. Now, you don't have to make these look too pretty to start with, because once they bake, that puff pastry is going to puff up and give you a nice little pinwheel design when you're done. Now after the almond paste, then you're going to add in a little bit of a dollop of sour cream. Now sour cream is optional. I particularly like it because it turns that almond butter into more of a sauce as the end result. So it makes it just a little bit more smooth and gives you a little bit of creamy flavor to it as well. And you can make these as big as you want. I like to go for just a little quarter size of the puff pastry with the 4 pears, but you can do it however you want. And now what I've got here is a cinnamon sugar mixture. It is a 1/4 cup of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Make sure you get those portions right, or else it's going to end up being really, really cinnamony or really, really sugary. And then you're just going to sprinkle. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon. You can use a little bit more, a little bit less. But be a little bit careful, mindful of who you're cooking it for, so that it doesn't get too sweet for them. All right, now the final step with this one, before we throw it in the oven, is you're going to pull up the sides around your little dollop, around your pears. It's going to kind of make a little bit of a pinwheel. And again, they don't have to look pretty. The end result being is those puff pastries will puff up and encapsulate everything, give you a really pretty design when you're finished. And this is also, very healthy because you are using almond butter instead of peanut butter, so it's going to be a little bit lighter there, not quite as much fat in it. Sour cream, I'm using regular sour cream, but you can also lighten that up and use a light sour cream, or you could even go so far as to use like a Greek yogurt. Be a little careful with your Greek yogurt because it's going to separate a little bit. So I would stick with sour cream if at all possible. Okay, and then you're going to have your oven set to 425. These are going to bake for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25, just depending on altitude as well as your oven. So keep an eye on them after about 15 minutes to look at that puff pastry to see when it's nice and golden brown. So we'll go ahead and put those in the oven, and we'll come back in a couple minutes. All right, so we just pulled our pear almond tartlets out of the oven. They were in there for about 20 minutes on this particular oven. And as you can tell, it's got a nice golden tint to the pears, and your puff pastry is also just crumbly, a little warm. So these are just perfect to come out. Like I said, it might take a little longer, it might take a little less, so kind of keep your eye on it. But these are ready to plate up. So we'll go ahead and plate one of these beauties up. And that is a pear almond tartlet. Let's get a perfect bite here. Let's get a little bit of the puff pastry, a little bit of that sour cream and almond, and a bit of that pear. Go for the perfect bite. That puff pastry done just right, flakiness of that crust. That pear is nice and soft, and then you have that almond and sour cream sauce. It just adds an oomph to it at the end. So that's all the time we have today for Dish by Dish. Thanks a lot for joining me. Remember to always tip your server, and that includes your pizza boy, and we'll see you next time.
Be sure to like us on Facebook for updates on VTV Channel 6 programming. Don't forget, you can watch current and previous episodes of Living Well on demand at VTVChannel6.com. And while you're there, be sure to send us an idea for an upcoming episode. If you enjoy Living Well Uintah Basin, please take the opportunity to reach out and thank the local, community-minded businesses that make it possible. Ashley Regional Medical Center, Warriors Warehouse, and Uintah Recreation District. Until next time, live well and stay healthy, Uintah Basin.